Hey, it's Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. And today we kind of have a fun one. This is a little bit of a mystery wine, but in a weird way, it's a mystery wine. It's a Trader Joe's $6.99. Let me get the bottle over here and I'll read what the title is because it's a really long title, but not all that complicated. The name of the wine is Technique. It is from Sonoma County, and it's inside Sonoma County. So it's actually from the Alexander AVA. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon 2018. 2018 is a little bit young for Cabernet Sauvignon, but in a drink it now style, it's not that young for Cabernet Sauvignon. Alexander Valley is the Sonoma location for Cabernet Sauvignon. You know, Napa Valley is well known for that, and there's all these different locations in Napa, Atlas Peak, and Mount Veeder, and other places in there that does a great job. But in Sonoma, it is in the Alexander Valley, and Alexander Valley is about 25 miles from the ocean, but it's on the other side of some coastal mountains. But the Russian River runs right through it, which brings in cool morning air and cool evening air. So even though it gets hot at night, it has that big difference between day temperatures and night temperatures, and it has cool mornings, so it doesn't have an extended period of heat during the day, which makes it ripen too fast because you don't want them to ripen too fast. And it's a great place for Cabernet Sauvignon. And the Russian River AVA is south of there. That's where the Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays are from. And that isn't as protected from the ocean, and it's cooler down south. Up north, it is warmer. And there are some really good wineries up here in the Alexander Valley. They're, famous names, very pricey wines. This is a good area for wine, for expensive wine. $6.99 Cabernet Sauvignons do not happen in retail shops. This is one of the cool things about Trader Joe's and, that type of thing, because you get those sometimes and you don't know why. And here's one of the reasons why this is a bit different. A typical Trader Joe's wine, they will get together with a winery or some sort of winery. It could be a one that just makes contract wines, or it could be a regular winery that you've heard of. And they will create a dummy wine company in the back of you always look who made the wine, and it's somebody you don't know who it is. And they make up a label that is exclusive to Trader Joe's, and you never know who made what or why or when. But you got a good price and you got a good wine. Well, the Precision Wine Company is an actual wine company. They're actually a very good wine company. What was I reading on that? They make Technique is the name of this. They have on their website a Knights Valley Avia Chardonnay for $20. This is the Cabernet from Alexander Valley, $7. They have if you ever saw the movie Somm, I think the guy who won the award is helping make wines in Napa Valley as one of their brands. I mean, these guys are making legitimately good wines. Most of the wines are, I think the cheapest wine on their website is $20 and goes up to $65 as far as I could tell. They make good wine. And here it is for $7 at Trader Joe's. Weird, because normally it's a fake label from a dummy company that makes wine. Here we know who made it, but why it's inexpensive, we don't know. Precision also has a wine club, and I was thinking off the top of my head and without any knowledge, but is this what's left over from a wine club? They had an offering and there's that much left over, so they sold to Trader Joe's. It's a one-off wine. They'll never see it again. I don't know, but there's some reason why an Alexander Valley Cabernet from Sonoma County is selling for a penny less than $7. And I'm going to take a sip because, in my head, I thought, okay, they make all their wines $20 and up. Is this a $20 cab? And that's probably not fair because nowhere does this say that this is a $20 cab. But at $7, it's kind of rocks. It's like way better. It's subtler. It's got some depth. I mean, this is not an over-the-top, juicy kind of wine, which with inexpensive wines, sometimes they go ripe and juicy, flavorful. If you don't have the structure and everything, you get the taste. If you're going to take a pick, on an inexpensive wine, you want good flavor. If you're not getting the greatest structure, but here you're getting this good structure. It's subtle. It's got some length to it. I got to give a sip so I can talk some more about it. Yeah, it's got good mouthfeel. It's not overflowing with flavor, but it's a really solid wine. And something I'm picking up now that I didn't get when I was writing about it, it was there's some nice chocolate coming in on the mid palate. It's got it's a good sipping wine, but this would be a great wine for food. You're having some kind of red meat or pork or something like that. I mean, I think I talked about this last time, that in Italy, people who have wine always did with the wine with their meals, never spend more than $10 ever. So this $6.99 wine kind of fits right in for a food wine. And if you're having some kind of stew or some kind of fancy meats or something, man, this would rock with that. I mean, you don't need to go out and spend $40 for that bottle. This would kick butt. You can be like a European and have an expensive wine, rather than a kind of a dumb American who fell for the marketing and spent too much money, which is kind of true, though. If you like $40 wine, have that. I mean, it's all what you want. This is, not really there is no one truth when it comes to wine. It's what you want it to be. But this is a great example of not paying much for a bottle of wine and getting a wine that you could really have a fancy meal and it would go great with that. And that's kind of a cool thing. It's a Trader Joe's technique, Alexander County, Valley, Sonoma County, Cabernet Sauvignon 2018. It's a young drink it now wine. Tannins are kind of hidden. The acidity is well balanced. The flavors are all subtle. Nothing's too ripe. Nothing's too bold. It just keeps on going. It's just does. I'm kind of glad it wasn't a $20 wine. At $20, I wouldn't have been all that crazy about it. But at $6.99, this is one of those wines like, hey, there's a great $6.99 wine or $6.99 one. Oh, I'm going to say that again, $6.99, because I kind of slurred it through twice. But sometimes you get more excited when you find a good cheap wine than when you find a good expensive wine. So, and this is one of those wines because it's not great, but it's for $6.99, kicks butt. And that's that for me. It's a nice little inexpensive wine, and this is a nice little short podcast, and I'll be talking to you later. We're going to have a great year. We'll come up with all sorts of wines to talk about during the course of the year, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Adios, bye-bye, and I'll talk to you later.